Consumers taking action against Equifax. Reuters is reporting that more than 30 lawsuits have been filed in the United States against the agency after 143 million people, that is 44% of all Americans, had their information stolen in a massive data breach at Equifax. Let's bring in Ramsey Solutions financial expert and author of Retire Inspired, Chris Hogan, and the Dave Ramsey Show host, Dave Ramsey. Good to see you guys. Yeah. You guys have a new, we'll get to it in a minute, but congratulations on the expanded Sirius XM.
Yeah, we have the little Ramsey Solutions Network going.
Yeah, exactly.
4 whole hours. But we're calling it a network. We love it.
I know, so you have plenty to talk about with this, Chris, with this Equifax situation. What do you, again, it's appalling.
It really is. And when you think about this, what I want people to do is, number one, contact all 3 of the credit repositories, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and really take a look at your credit report. If there's anything on there that doesn't belong, then file a report, look at the inquiries and everything, so you know, have you been affected in this or not?
Yeah, you gotta freeze all 3 of those. It's just, you ought to be checking those once a year anyway, just because of all the crap that's out there. Basically, none of our identity is safe anymore. But this is the worst breach in history by far. Not only is it 143 million, but on top of that, they got everything. I mean, they got date of birth, they got socials, they got everything they need to open up credit cards in your name. They got my wife's stuff. So Dave Ramsey's freaking wife. Yeah, I mean, this is unbelievable. Yeah, so I mean, we have identity theft protection on all of our employees, all our family, and everything. You need to have that. You got to have that in this world, and you can't use Equifaxes because they're making you sign off that you won't be part of a lawsuit.
Right.
So you can't do that.
The credit card companies seem to do a pretty good job of keeping track of people who identify who steal your identity, because you know, if I'm ever in an unusual place and use my card, I get almost immediately a call from Amex saying, hey, you know, was this real or was this not real?
Well, what they do is they've got a great algorithm built into the credit card usage, and if they see usage patterns shift in some way, that targets you. Like, you know, we were in Europe this summer, and ding, ding, everything gets shut down. I forgot to tell them. I have to ask permission to go to Europe now. So, you know, but it's the algorithm is thrown off because they have to pay if the money's lost. The consumer doesn't have to pay, so they shut those cards down quickly. What they don't do a good job of is they only check the credit on about 2 out of 10 credit card applications. So 8 of them go through without even checking the credit. So Bank of America's just carte blanche launching these things into mailboxes still, like they've always done, Chase, like they've always done, because it's so freaking profitable. And so what you're not protected because your credit's not even checked. You can freeze your credit bureau. They don't even check. So you just issue the card. Now you got to go clean it up. That's why you got to have identity theft protection.
Yeah. And again, Dave, the thing with identity theft protection, not just the monitoring, but a protection with restoration services. So if there is a breach or someone does open up something in your name, they will restore it. They go through the process of the police report and everything.
So what happens if you see a ding to your credit, that number goes down? Isn't it hard to get that to rebound?
You can get it all cleaned off, but that's the problem. Right. It doesn't cost you any money. It just costs you a lot of time. Because you got to call some doob in a call center and convince them that you didn't really take out the card, that it was really a thing. And so having someone that does the restoration services, assigns a caseworker to the thing, and does all that cleanup work for you, then your score will come right back up.
Okay. Wait, so you have the Ramsey Network on Sirius XM now? Why are you laughing at me, Mr. Ramsey?
We? Yes, we do.
What channel is it?
Oh, 132. 132 from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 in the afternoon, 4 hours every day. And so Chris's show is on there, Christy Wright's show on there. I know she's been on here with you guys. And Chris Brown has a show, a podcast on there. A new show has come out, Ken Coleman on careers, and he's really good. He's really rich, helping people align with their passions and, you know, find that job or that position, that career track. So it's all great stuff.
What are the biggest issues you see you have people calling in asking about? Is it their credit, their careers? What are the problems, especially young people are trying to deal with?
It's always debt. It's student loan debt. These days there's a lot of that. I've got a lot of millennials listening to my show, so I've got all of these 25 to 40s, you know, 22s, 23s. I had a 23-year-old call me yesterday, just got married, $80,000 in student loan debt, trying to figure out what to do, that kind of stuff.
I always say I went to a cheap university that's not cheap anymore. It was cheap then. It was, Wake Forest was $7,500 a year, or about $8,000 a year when I went to school there. And now it's, well, a price I wouldn't pay for the degree,
Right.
quite frankly. But that's that's something you got to start preaching to teenagers.
You really do, and I think people need to be aware that college can be a tool. It's not a requirement. You know, we've got to really sit down with young people and help them understand what's their path, what is it they want to accomplish, and they need some guidance. They can't just go sign on the dotted line. They wake up with $100,000 in debt.
Amen to
They
that.
need mom and dad in the picture. Mom and dad need to walk along. They're 18 years old and go, no, stupid, you don't need a degree in
Mom and
left-handed
Dad are
puppetry.
taking out debt for the kids now, too.
Yeah, I know. These Parent Plus loans are hammering these
Oh,
families.
my gosh. See,
Unbelievable.
this is why you have to listen to the Ramsey Network. That's right, the Ramsey Network. Sirius XM, it was good to see you,
Good to
as
see
always.
you.
In person, Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan,
Thank
finally.
you. Yes, ma'am.
We spent a lot of time with Chris,
We
which
do.
we
We
absolutely
do.
love. Thank you so much,
Good.
gentlemen.